You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks.
In a row?
Hey, buddy, you gonna eat that sausage?
No, go past this part. In fact, never play this again.
Tell me something, my friend.
Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the role? Ladies and gentlemen! Your complete attention, if you please.
The Epic Film Guys Podcast. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Epic Film Guys Podcast. It's episode, whatever the hell episode it is.
143.
And thank you, not Justin. Justin is not here. Well, at least not right now. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. But I am, of course, Nick, and I'm joined by a very, very special guest. His voice is, by now, familiar to everyone who listens to our show, especially our patrons, because they've heard him every single week, over and over.
Fuck off, Justin.
And over again. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Netflix and Swill podcast, Dan is in the house. Dan, how are you?
Shalomi, my homie.
Shalom. We are, of course, live on YouTube. We are live on Twitch right now. So welcome everybody that is tuning in or that will tune in later, whatever.
Come on, me. Say something stupid so I control you.
We've got a lot of kind of fun stuff to talk about tonight, and then our very own Justin and the god of podcasting, A-1 Loy Steak Sauce, Thoth, Bloth.
Check, sound check.
That guy basically talked about something really, really odd that I had no idea what it was until I looked it up, and now I'm even more confused. So, I don't know. I have no idea about the context. I haven't reviewed the segment or anything like that, so I have no idea what's going to happen. But, Dan, there's a little something that we love to do every single week on the Epic Film Guys podcast. Let's roll into a little segment that we call, What's Your Swill? I mean, what are you drinking?
I'm back! You can rally! Woo! Give me back!
I just want to point out here, if Loy Sauce is the god of podcasting, then I'm the Titan Kronos of fucking podcasting.
Since you are the guest on the show tonight, Daniel, I figured I would actually kick it over to you first, and you can let me know what you have got slipping into your slime face. Slipping into your slippery stairs.
That's all I say at this point.
Did you get that drink for 25 schmeckles? I don't know how much that is. Is that a lot?
I'm Mr. Fake Movie Buyer. I buy those movies for 25 schmeckles. Oh, it's a tempting offer, but I'll have to pass.
Oh, my God.
Oh, darn. I'm drinking screwdrivers. I'm in North Carolina right now. I haven't had a chance to hit up a gas station or an actual beer store. I know. Shush you. Shut up, you. I forgot to ask a certain person to stop at a beer store.
Was it Wes?
For me.
It was Wes.
It was
Wes.
So, I'm drinking screwdrivers, which are fine. I like screwdrivers, but go Duke. So, Nick, I will ask you, art thou feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
Yeast.
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
You said yeast.
That's West Patrick. You're fired again.
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
Oh, I'm feeling it. You know what I'm feeling? I'm feeling like a barnacle head.
Please go back and check out Dan talking about SpongeBob SquarePants with Ashley on the Rabbit Ears TV podcast, which they both loved more than anything else in the entire world.
Calm down.
I just did. Calm down.
God damn it, Swill.
Are you the worst person in the world?
No.
Come on, you knew that before.
I did.
You didn't have to ask.
What? But Nick, what are you funneling down your fuckhole?
All right, well, This is pretty new, still pretty young in the bottle, but I couldn't break open anything else tonight. I really, really, really had to try it. Finally, bottled and ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hobster's chocolate milk, bottled, carbonated, and ready to go. And this is
Motor oil.
It is motor oil. I don't want to pat myself on the back too hard, but this is a goddamn good stout. I really, really love it. It's not overwhelmingly like malty on the back end. Got a little bit of sweetness from that lactose in there. A little bit of hints of cocoa. I put a whole bunch of cacao nibs in secondary with this and just let it sit on them for about 4 weeks. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you're joining us tonight, we are a mere, as of release day anyway, 8 days away from the beginning of the live stream for The Cure 2.0. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I actually posted yesterday over in the Facebook group. We are now one item of clothing away. So I think we've raised like $98 just in profits from merch sales. That's all going to go to this event. And we are $350 in on early donations. That's what I was trying to say.
I'm going to go buy a t-shirt right now.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
Chucker.
Chucker.
That's my favorite part as he gets to the end of it.
Ninja Man.
Chucker. I'm Nick.
And I'm Justin. We are the Epic Film Guys, and we'd like just a moment of your time to talk about an extremely important event coming up this May.
Last year, we hosted the live stream for The Cure, a 12-hour live stream fundraiser where we raised $2,500 for the Cancer Research Institute.
86 cents out of every dollar raised goes to research toward finding a cure.
And this year, we're aiming to smash that goal, and we need your help to do it.
Join us from May 18th through the 20th for 30 hours of amazing live stream content from us and a whole host of amazing podcasters who will be joining us to try to reach $5,000.
For more information, please visit www.livestreamforthecure.com. Together, we can make a difference. May 18th through the 20th, we're going to be live for 30 hours of live stream content, starting at 6 p.m. on Friday and going to 6 p.m. on Sunday. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We've got dozens of amazing content creators that have all lined up and are all going to be taking part in this event. Remember, if you are a podcast who is going to be hosting a half an hour or more in a featured programming block, you can win a $50 Visa gift card plus other Epic Film Guys swag. All you have to do is raise the most money in your segment. And I want to actually give a huge shout out right now to Leo of Afterburn 739. He has been beating the goddamn streets like crazy trying to raise money for this event. They've got their fans donating money. They are selling merchandise and they're donating all the sales from their own merchandise over to the live stream for The Cure. I have no idea how much they're actually going to raise, but they're going to wait and they're going to donate it obviously live on the air and probably end up destroying everybody from God knows. They're doing amazing. They're doing an absolutely amazing job. So thank you very much, Leo. I can't wait to have those guys on the air. We're going to have them for an hour and a half. I was talking to he and his wife about some of the stream games that they actually came up with that they want to play. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be an absolute blast. And before we roll on with the show, Dan, there's one last thing I wanted to mention here. And it's actually pertains pretty closely to the live stream for The Cure. The final guests for live stream for The Cure on the 20th, which is Sunday, is going to be Perry and Lindsay Johnson. They are the hosts of Hello Life, WTF, and the Pod Stuff. And I mentioned in the show last week that Perry had been having some health problems, and Perry was, undergoing a lot of tests and everything. And they actually found out that Perry has stage 4 cancer, cancer of like the stomach and the esophagus. And so, the live stream for The Cure, it's such an amazing and it's such an important thing to try to fight against cancer, but it really hits even harder when it's somebody that know, quote unquote, like obviously I haven't met them in real life, but they're two of the best people that I've met as part of the entire podcasting scene. They're really, really fantastic people. So it's just really a big gut punch, but it's also a big reminder to me of why doing this event is so important. And why I spend the time and the effort to put on an event like this. And they were the first ones to buy merchandise for the live stream for the Cure. And even though he's going to be starting chemo, they're going to be on. They still plan to be a part of the live stream for the Cure. And I think they think it's more important now than ever to do it. They actually have a GoFundMe that was set up for them. I'm going to link that down in the show notes to help raise money for their medical costs. And I actually haven't told them about this yet, but I did want to mention it here on the air that when they're on the air, they're going to be on from 4:30 on Sunday until the end. I told them they can stay on until the end through the final stream games and everything. Everything that we raise on Sunday from 4:30 p.m. on, I'm going to put it all into their GoFundMe. So we're going to stop raising money for the live stream for the Cure, and we're actually going to spend that last hour and a half just to try to raise a little bit of extra money for Perry and Lindsay so they can help pay for those medical costs. Because it's such a fuck, man. And he's not that old. He's He's still a relatively young guy. And they've got a couple of young kids and everything like that. It's just it's heartbreaking, but they don't want anybody to be too sad. They don't want anybody to get down or depressed. They want everybody to stand strong and support them and fight with them. So I just ask everybody to keep Perry and Lindsay in their thoughts and just, stay strong for them and, be there and fight with them. That's what they want. They want people that are going to fight with them to help them beat this. And we're definitely going to be there side by side with them.
I have the perfect sound drop for you to use whenever you get donations for the live stream of the Cure. Fuck off.
Is it that?
Close. Fuck off, cancer.
I like it.
There we go.
I like it. We still have, that's the only sound drop I kept from last year's live stream for the Cure was the one I made with the Shane O'Mac theme song.
Here comes the money.
Where it has Ralph Wiggum in there saying, I won. Oh my God.
Last year was so much fun.
Yeah, last year's live stream for the Cure, it's not on YouTube anymore. It actually, because when we played like movie soundtrack trivia and movie quote trivia, like YouTube like lost their shit and they're like, oh my God, rah, rah. So it got like blocked in all countries and shit from playing like movie clips and playing whatever. And so it actually isn't on YouTube anymore. I do still have the video of it. I pulled it all down and saved it off of YouTube before I deleted it. And I obviously, last year when we took a break from the Epic Film Guys in like August, I ripped a bunch of episodes out of the audio of it from a bunch of the different segments we did. It was really, really fun. So you can still check out some of the audio from that. But that was a really fun event. And this year's going to be 5 times as much. It's going to be 5 times better. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So I can't wait to get into this thing. 8 days away. If you're listening to this on release date, 8 days. Please, please, please follow me over on Twitch at Epic Film Guys or follow us on YouTube again at Epic Film Guys. And we're going to blow the doors off of this thing and we're going to raise a lot of good money. And the Cancer Research Institute is going to double everything that we raise. Everything. So if we hit our goal, we could raise $10,000. It's going to be crazy. Dan, I think you had mentioned earlier that you had a little bit of news that you had pulled that had been posted over onto the Facebook page that you might want to talk about.
Good Lord, has there been some news, my good friend?
Destruction in human form. Thank you very much for watching. Jared, of course, is our most loyal soldier. Jared, we love you. You're the man. John Wick 3 started production. Somebody posted that over on the page today.
Yeah, I'm not excited for that at all. I was pretty kind of let down by John Wick 2. I feel like it just got too big too quickly. And I have no idea where they're going to go from, 2. I mean, obviously, he's going to travel around the world and shit, but I don't know if I want that. I kind of like the whole self-contained New York story that we got in the first one. I'd rather have that again. So, it's time to fix it. Make everything good for me.
Yeah, I still have not seen John Wick Part 2, but I did really, really love John Wick Part 1. So, I'm still eager to see Part 2, and yeah, you never know.
That one is dope.
Part 3 might still be really great. Ladies and gentlemen, Epic Film Frog has joined us in the stream, although we can't hear him, but he's flailing. We also have Matt Foley, apparently, but it's Dan dressed as Matt Foley.
Now he's been downstairs in the basement eating Nodos for about 4 hours. Well, as your father probably told you, my name is Matt Foley, and I am a motivational speaker.
Oh my God, Dan, you should become a motivational speaker.
Only if I can talk like that 100% of the time, which I can't. That hurts my voice so much, actually.
David, the producer, also joining us over on Twitch. Aside from John Wick, any other news that you wanted to talk about?
I mean, so it isn't film per se, but it's something you and I are both interested in. It's Arrested Development Season 4 got a remix, which I find interesting.
Have you watched any of it yet?
No, we're going to watch it this week at some point, but yeah, I'm interested.
I'm really intrigued by it because my biggest problem, and I talked to Ashley on Rabbit Ears TV podcast about this when I was on her show, and it was absolutely amazing. Her? You don't want to waste your time getting her all glittered up for Easter. Oh my God. Yeah, we had talked about one of the reasons why we were not quite as keen on season 4 was because they separated all the characters and they were all off on their own little side plots with other new characters and not interacting together because they couldn't assemble the cast together and have them record. And I don't know how much of that the remix is going to fix. I think maybe if they shuffle those scenes together, like if they just shuffle scenes together of one Blue family member interacting with another, and et cetera, and the different perspectives that they go on, because the remix is actually longer too. It's more episodes, isn't it? But they're shorter.
It's 22. It's the old format, so it's 22 episodes that are 22 minutes long.
Okay.
And there's actually a bit of controversy with this because apparently typical TV contracts go by episode amount as opposed to total length. So now, like, they've added 7 more episodes. So now everybody wants more money for the new amount of episodes, because 7 more episodes puts you a lot closer to syndication and that sweet syndication money.
Yeah, that's very, very true. And of course, Arrested Development Season 5, they finally did announce the release date in 2019, which is going to be amazing.
No.
2018.
No. It's later this
month. It was next
like
year.
3 weeks.
No, it's
like
this
3 weeks.
No, I predicted next year. I was wrong. No,
I thought it was next year.
Later this month. No, it's later this month. It is May 29th.
Get ready.
I totally misread that entire thing. Okay, so I've got Arrested Development Season 5 to look forward to in a couple of weeks.
And Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt is the next day.
And Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt is over after this season.
Well, yeah, they're also doing 6 episodes. Like, they broke it up into 2 parts, so they're...
But I guess they're talking about doing a movie?
Yeah, there's
they won't
talks of a
release in
Netflix
theaters because
movie.
it's Netflix?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I can see them not wanting to release that in theaters in general, just because, like, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt's been on their
property.
on their platform.
Yeah.
It's not like that Orson Welles movie that's coming up that probably should just go to theaters for a month or whatever. But
actually, it was Orson Welles' birthday this past week. And actually, they wrapped, I found it on Twitter, Frank Marshall posted that they wrapped production and they wrapped sound mixing on Other Side of the Wind at the end of April.
Ooh.
So it is officially finished. And it will finally see release some 50 years or so after Orson Welles began pre-production or whatever the hell it was. Can't remember, but
you'll be on our show for that.
I will. That's supposed to come out on Netflix later this fall. I don't think there's an actual release date on Netflix, though.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that is going to be... I'm literally just going to be, like, coming in my pants the entire time. Like, legitimately. It's going to be absolutely incredible.
We're getting a new Sherlock Holmes movie with Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law. Okay. Wow.
Does anybody even want this? Like, the last one came out ages ago.
It's been so long. It'll be like, what, 6 years between them?
I suppose as long as we let Guy Ritchie make this and not some shitty King Arthur movie again, I think we might be pretty good. So, yeah. I mean, fine if it keeps Guy Ritchie in check somewhat. I just... Who wants this? Who cares? I don't know. I guess I guess somebody wants to lock Downey down to do something because he's going to be done with Avengers and Marvel soon. So
yeah,
I don't know.
And then we got the new poster for a new Jordan Peele movie, Us. We know nothing about it, but it's Jordan Peele, so you would have to assume, based off his one movie track record, it's got to be good, right?
I mean, theoretically, I mean, Get Out just is that good of a film, and I will definitely see. I missed Get Out when it came out in theaters, which I really, really regret because that was just one of those movies that was just really, really good and really deserved that theatrical viewing. So, yeah, I'll definitely be checking that out in the theater. She calls it a man egg. She'll put the egg in her mouth and a little squirt of mayonnaise and go.
Ooh, egg?
This is Anna's the nose on Plane's face.
Santa Clarita Diet got renewed for another season, or in the third season now, which is cool. Load faster. The internet here is not great.
Check out who's on that hog back there. George Michael.
Yeah, nothing noteworthy in terms of Netflix.
20 minutes to Legoland. I just want to do Arrested Development quotes all night.
Do it. It's been so long since I watched it. I need to watch it again. Just like the whole thing, not just season 4.
Oh, please tell me they get Carl Weathers back in season 5.
I really hope. I need to learn how to make some more stew.
Baby, I got a stew going. Still the greatest thing Carl Weathers has ever done. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, internet.
Happy Gilmore.
Prove me wrong. Fair.
The best Adam Sandler movie, in my opinion.
Definitely top 3. Even definitely top 3. Like I think on anybody's list it would probably be top 3, even if it's not like their personal number 1.
And I feel like the top 3 in any person's order is like Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, Wedding Singer.
Mine would be, I don't know. I really, really, really love The Waterboy, so I'd probably put The Waterboy number 1.
The Waterboy is up there.
And I'd probably pick Happy Gilmore 2, Wedding Singer 3.
The thing with Happy Gilmore is
Ridiculous
that he actually talks
6'4".
like a normal human being. he actually, he doesn't, like in The Waterboy, he's like, I talk like a buffoon. Do you hear me?
It just worked, though. It just worked. David, the producer, says Click.
Click is underrated. I don't think it's as bad as everyone thinks it is, but like it does a total 180 on its tone for the last third of the movie. It's I feel like it is underappreciated in that kind of an aspect. But yeah, I mean, watching the first 2/3 of it, you're like, what the fuck is this? And then like all of a sudden it's like, oh, this actually is trying to say something.
I think it is time for us to go ahead and roll into a break for some EFG history. But before we get there, where's Justin? Justin is off seeing a band tonight. Dance Gavin Dance, I think is what you said it was. I have no idea what that even is.
They're a really good band. They're
I'm musically inept or inert.
If I could describe them, they are progressive post-hardcore. If I could just use 3 generic terms and slap them together, that's how I'd kind of describe the
Congratulations,
band.
Dan. You can write for Rolling Stone.
Hooray, I did it. But yeah, no, I like that band a lot, so I'm kind of jealous of him right now. But yeah, he's there.
I got a call out last night, so I ended up working until about 7 a.m. this morning as of recording day. So we're recording a day later than we normally do on Tuesday, and Justin couldn't record tonight. So Justin went and fetched the god of podcasting, our very own A-1 Loy Steak Sauce, whatever. I think I said it in the Patreon segment.
Big sauce, man.
Legitimately just a whole bunch of nonsense word we smashed together to announce that Loy Sauce is here.
Loy Sauce.
Okay. And I can't even say this with a straight face. All right, so Justin and Loy Sauce last night decided to review Uganda's first action movie. This is a film that was purportedly shot for a budget of a whopping $200. Like, when I saw the review come through, and like they sent it to me, they sent me their parts, and I've got to edit it together. I have not listened to it yet, so I have no idea what they thought of it. But it's called Who Killed Captain Alex? It was made for $200. It's my understanding that it is available on YouTube, so just go to YouTube and search for Who Killed Captain Alex, and maybe you'll get a chance to check that out. I don't know. Something tells me it's got to be some kind of crazy, like, first of all, it's got to be like B-movie cheese to the nth degree since these two reviewed it. And I'm willing to bet that they both loved it because it just sounds to me like it's probably the most absurd thing ever. Like, this is probably like Tommy Wiseau if Tommy Wiseau directed an action movie.
In Uganda.
So, we're going to go ahead. We're going to roll into some EFG history here. And then when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, Justin and the god of podcasting, A-1 Steak Loy Chop, whatever the hell we call him, are going to be here to review Who Killed Captain Alex.
Will be right back.
This week in epic film history.
Hey, I was thinking about the fact that I haven't been on here in a while. I just got done taking a massive shit, and I was thinking about how I could relate that shit to a film called Batman Forever. Hey, you ever heard of it?
It's funny you should mention that, Hobo Justin. Wait, you're not Hobo Justin. What is it? Hipster Justin.
I don't know what you want to call me. You can call me anything you want if you'd like. I could give a fuck less.
You just called Sylvester Stallone one of the great creative minds in the film industry, right?
I did.
Oh, we might get Justin's rant at this point.
I did.
That's.
Why are you questioning that?
I'd like to hear the explanation behind that.
Have you seen
but-
every single one of his films?
No.
So then how can you make an educated decision on that?
Well, I haven't seen every film by Tyler Perry either, but I'm pretty sure I don't. I'm
Two
not a
completely
big
different
fan of his
categories.
style.
Tyler Perry doesn't belong in the same category as Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, it was like 285 IBUs, but it was undrinkable. Almost, it was terrible. Like, because you have to balance
shit,
it.
I
You
wonder.
have to
I
have a
can't
good balance of
imagine why.
flavor.
I can't imagine why that was terrible. It sounds so delightful.
God damn it, shampoo!
It makes no sense.
Oh my Lord!
Like,
All
it's
right.
so bitter. It tastes
I
like
have
the
no
shame of
idea
your
why I'm thinking
forefathers.
that, but for the love of God.
It's so bitter it tasted like day-old fudge from Chrissy. Yuck.
Yeah. The taste in your mouth a night after eating Chrissy's fudge. The type of bitterness that you feel in your
phrasing?
heart.
Well, it's also made out of Splenda.
And we're not doing phrasing anymore.
Extra bitter.
Sorry.
It's gross. It's totally gross.
God damn it! Who grilled my box?
People would pay a lot of money to see the pictures of you eating your fudge, Chrissy.
Oh my God! Who else has got some thumbs? Or not some thumbs? God.
Thumbs of the week. Yeah, thumbs of the week. Here we go. Yay.
We're starting over again.
Oh, holy
It's
shit.
the plot of the
Prestige's
Dark
going
Tower.
Netflix. God damn it.
And welcome back, film fans, and welcome to a very special segment here on the Epic Film Guys podcast. Yep, things are a little strange this week because Epic Film Guy Nick, well, he had to go into work, and he couldn't be here on the show on Monday night. So Loy Sauce and I are going to record a very special segment of the show, and Nick is going to do with the rest of the show as he sees fit. I don't know what the hell he's going to do. He's going to call the Hopester and bring him up there. He's going to have Patrick Sherwood on to get hammered with him. Cause all kinds of mayhem and nonsense. Who knows what Nick's going to pull out of his hat. But right now, I've got the god of podcasting himself with me on the show. What's up, Loy Sauce?
Hello, Justin. It is I, Loy Sauce.
A-1 Choy Sauce, A-1 motherfucking steak sauce. And yeah, man, so you're here with me. We're going to talk about a very special movie that we had the luxury, I'll repeat, luxury of seeing last Wednesday at the Alamo Draft House for Alamo Ashburn Film Club. That's right, the new name of the film club at the Alamo Draft House, DC area. It's a little movie called Who Killed Captain Alex, and no matter how little it really is, it's a huge movie at its core with a lot of heart. Why don't you tell our listeners what Who Killed Captain Alex is?
Oh boy, so Who Killed Captain Alex is a film released in Uganda. This is a Ugandan film, and it was made for a budget of under $200.
What? Wait a minute. What? $200?
$200. That's right.
$200.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh my God.
In the ghettos of Kampala, Uganda. It was founded by a man named Isaac Nabwana, this movie studio called Wakaliwood. His village is named Wakaliga, and he has renamed it Wakaliwood because it is now what you would call the film capital of Uganda. It's this movie studio, and they make these exciting action movies in their village, and they hire local people to be actors. You know, these people aren't necessarily trained. And what I find so incredible about this film and Wakaliwood in general is the fact that these people have nothing. They don't even have clean running water. They have electricity maybe a few times a week for a couple hours at a time. So they have none of the resources that Hollywood has. You know, we see movies like, the Marvel movies, the DC movies, Star Wars, these massive, $300 million endeavors. And here we have movies being made by people in an impoverished country, in a third world country. So that makes Who Killed Captain Alex really special. And the fact that I was able to screen it in a movie theater is a miracle in and of itself. And we'll get into that a little bit later as to the fact that this was almost a lost film. But I guess we should talk about what it's about and what it's like. So the director, as I said, his name is Isaac Nabwana, and he was inspired by action movies from the 80s, growing up with all these martial arts films and movies like Rambo and Predator and movies like that American action movies that they had seen. And so it's a lot like a movie like that, like a Commando or a Rambo or something like that, where it's just an excuse for explosions and stunts and gunfights. But essentially it's about the titular Captain Alex and his team of commandos, and they're trying to hunt down the deadly Tiger Mafia.
Tiger Mafia, yeah.
And they're of course they're a gang causing all kinds of chaos and unrest in this village in Uganda. So Captain Alex is murdered one night. And,
how? By whom?
Well, that's kind of the crux of the whole film, isn't it? I mean, that's the title.
It is. That's right.
Like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but instead it's Who Killed Captain Alex. But anyway, one night he is mysteriously murdered, and which causes basically like a gang war between these two factions, and tensions flare, and all this chaos erupts because of this catalyst event. And what follows is pretty remarkable, wouldn't you say, Justin?
Oh my God, I can't even tell you enough. I mean, the Alamo Drafthouse was marketing the fact that they were showing this. You guys were really pushing that you were showing this, even to the point where you actually got one of the cast members, or the cast members of the film actually offered to do like some video promos to play before other movies at Alamo. So when people would go to see another movie there, they'd actually see a promo for Who Killed Captain Alex, and they were great. It was fantastic. And I mean, you see the poster of this movie. When you look at this poster, ladies and gentlemen, while you're listening to this podcast right now, if you have the ability to look up the poster for Who Killed Captain Alex, you see this thing and you'll know exactly what you're getting into. It says world famous, expect the unexpectable. You've got this helicopter coming out of this.
Not expect the unexpected. expect the unexpectable.
Yeah, exactly. You see this chopper flying out with all these flames and explosions around this one building. I mean, literally, and it says in big bold letters, Uganda's first action movie. I mean, I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. I mean, I had seen clips played and I was like, okay, I'm interested in this. I mean, any action movie, I'm definitely all for. I'll give any action movie a shot, especially one that's low budget. Those are the best ones. And I can't tell you enough, man. I had a fucking blast with this movie. It was absolutely hilarious. Now, aside from the plot now, there's something very special about Who Killed Captain Alex. It's very different from most other films. Actually, almost all films in general. This film is narrated by what is called a VJ. Brian, what the hell is a VJ, dude? Seriously, what is a VJ? I mean, I'm not talking about a video DJ like from MTV back in the day. I think this is a different kind of VJ.
So VJ stands for Video Joker. And essentially what the Video Joker does is he narrates the action on screen just in case, you don't know what's going on necessarily, what's happening. He also riffs and kind of heckles the movie as it's going on, kind of like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 type of deal, where he's cracking jokes and imitating people on screen in a high-pitched baby voice. It's very it's very entertaining. And the Video Joker is in English. The movie itself is subtitled, but the Video Joker is in English. So it's almost like the VJ was intending. It was almost intended for an English speaking audience. It's really interesting because obviously when you're watching a movie in America, you're not used to a voiceover constantly explaining what's going on and cracking jokes. So it is a bizarre experience. It does take some getting used to, but the VJ adds a lot to the film. He adds a lot of humor. And sometimes he'll even remind you what movie you're watching as you're watching it.
You're watching Who Killed Captain Alex. And you hear it a bunch of times, dude.
I think that's because in Uganda, they don't have like movie theaters. They show these in, I guess they're called video halls, where they show these movies and people can, kind of walk in and out as they please. And someone walking in might not know what movie's playing. So it's helpful for someone to kindly remind them what movie is on. You know what I mean? And sometimes he'll announce like the movie's on, and it's like, well, obviously it's
I'm not
on.
gonna lie to you, man. I mean, I won't lie to you. It was definitely, like you said, it was an interesting experience. It was kind of tough to get used to. I mean, I'll be completely honest. I'm not a big fan of Mystery Science Theater at all. I mean, I've watched bits and pieces, and I do enjoy some of it, but like for me, when I watch a movie, like I want to hear all the dialogue, even if it's bad dialogue, even if it's subtitled. I'm so used to just wanting to soak myself into that movie. So I would personally be interested in seeing this movie without the VJ, but according to the information I'm seeing online, there is not a version of this film without the VJ. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're interested in this movie, get used to the fact that, yeah, there's a Video Joker throughout the whole movie. And overall, I found a lot of it really funny. I think it adds a lot to it. I just, at times was hoping like, it didn't need to be there. That's probably one of my only criticisms of Who Killed Captain Alex, is that I kind of wanted to hear more of the actual dialogue.
Right. Understood. Well, but the dialogue is subtitled, so you could read the subtitles and listen to the VJ at the same time.
But sometimes the subtitles of the VJ actually overlap the subtitles of the actual dialogue, so sometimes it actually cancels itself out. But that aside, because it wasn't that big of a deal. I think, again, that's what part of the biggest charm of this movie is that it does not take itself seriously. Obviously, no. I think they set out to make an action comedy, and one of my favorite characters, we're going to jump right into the characters in this. There's two characters that stand out specifically, but I'm going to go with my favorite right off the bat. It's the leader of the Tiger Mafia. Okay. And this is Richard. That's right. Richard. His brother is captured by Captain Alex in the beginning of the movie. So Richard, this brutal gang lord, sets out for revenge against Captain Alex. And this guy, like, literally, he has so much fun playing this character. You said earlier on in the review, Brian, how pretty much none of these people are actual actors, but the guy that plays Richard, he's like legit good at it. Like he shows some sense of menace, even though it's like comedic in a sense. It's still whoa, this guy's fucking shit up. Like again, this is not a PC movie, so if you have a problem with women getting slapped around here and there and called bitches, this might not be the movie for you. But this guy is just hilarious. Like there's one
he literally shoots he calls his wife a bitch and literally shoots her in the shoulder.
Dude, there's like a scene where he's like, bitch, I have 100 wives. You're only one of them. And like
slaps her right across the face.
I literally laughed so hard because of course you're not going to get that in America now. Maybe you got that in the 90s or of course maybe back in the 80s, but this definitely mirrors an 80s action movie. Like you could tell these guys have a passion for it. And there's another character, you'll probably have to tell me his name in it, but they call him the Ugandan Bruce Lee.
Yeah, that's right. Well, the character doesn't have a name. He's just Captain Alex's brother. But it's Captain Alex's brother, played by Bukenya Charles. And Bukenya Charles is actually the one who volunteered.
Yeah, he's the one that did the promo, right?
Both the promotional video that we played before the trailer, and the intro video for the film club screening. So he very graciously offered to do send videos our way, which was pretty incredible because they don't have a whole lot of resources, and I'm sure it's difficult for them to shoot even a 30-second clip, but he did it and he sent it my way, and that was very great of him and really appreciated that. The Ugandan Bruce Lee, they call him Bruce U, or at least the video Joker calls him Bruce U throughout the film. Yep.
I think the VJ actually even says like the Ugandan Bruce Lee, and even says it a few times. But like, there's actually like some legit good martial arts stuff in here. Of course, it's not shot very well, but I mean, it still is very well done. I mean, the choreography, they must have taken a lot of time and effort because it looks better than a lot of stuff we see in big budget movies. I mean, the cuts and everything are obviously stifled and a little bit awkward, but I mean, it's good stuff. There's spin kicks, and these guys are actually very fluid and flexible and awesome with what they're doing.
For sure. And you can see what's happening. It's not like it's incompetently shot. Like the setup of the camera is what it is, but at least it's not like the editing is like cutting back and forth. Like it's very smooth, and you can see the fight choreography very, very well.
And how do you not love those old school wicked cheap sound effects? Like,
yeah,
when hits, every time a kick lands on a chin or anything. I love that. There's so much charm to that. It's so much fun.
Definitely a ton of charm. You mentioned the video Joker. I do want to kind of go back to that a little bit because this is the only surviving version of the film. There is no version without a video Joker. So when Isaac Nabwana was making this movie, when he completed the film, he actually deleted the files on his computer so that he could have enough room on his hard drive for his next film. So this is the only version of the film that has survived. And again, like going back to just how passionate this guy is, and how passionate these people are in this village of making movies. Like it was shot on a video camera that was acquired by selling everything that Isaac Nabwana owned at the time, and I don't know, like they just simply love making movies. Like that kind of passion and the creativity, like the makeshift props that they have for the movie, like all the machine guns most of the machine guns used in the film.
They look great,
are handmade, and that kind of creativity and that kind of passion is so inspiring, and it's kind of that pure joy of movie making is kind of contagious when you're watching it. Like you can tell these people are just having the time of their lives making movies.
It warms your heart. It really does. Like when I sat down in the theater and the movie started, you immediately know what you're watching. You immediately get this sense of pure fun. And as you just said, passion. Like these people, everyone involved. There's a bunch of people in this movie. There's tons of extras in this movie. People in action scenes and fight scenes and scenes where people are getting blown away with machine guns. And everyone is putting their full effort in. No one is screwing up. I mean, there's a few times where a few people are trying not to laugh. That's very evident, but it makes it even for a more fun experience. And I think that's why it's so special, because everyone involved here cared. Everyone put their pull forth their full effort into this thing. And I mean, again, I couldn't have been more happy. I walked out of the theater with a smile on my face, and I'm so glad we got a chance to see it on the big screen, and knowing that all of the people over there in Uganda, they don't have the ability to see this on a big 4K screen with great surround sound and comfortable seating like we did. It made me feel kind of guilty a little bit, and it made me wish that we could bring them all over here. I know that's not possible right now, but for them to see in that kind of setting, like imagine them seeing that in Theater A at Alamo Drafthouse with like Atmos and like it's a 4K screen and it's huge, you know. It's crazy that we got the opportunity to see it that way. So I'm hoping that, you know, the group picture we took in front of the background and everything that got sent to them, I hope it warmed their heart as much as it warmed my heart to watch their movie.
I would hope so. And that was kind of my goal in programming it. Like, as programming director at Alamo Drafthouse, like, I try to kind of give people the gamut of what the film going experience is. And I wanted this movie to I programmed it the week after the Avengers for a reason. Like, I wanted it to give people perspective and be thankful for what they have. I mean, some of these people who come to the film club, they come, 3 times a week to come see movies at the Alamo, and to kind of give them a whole new movie watching experience, while also kind of putting into perspective, like, hey, you're really fortunate. You get to watch these movies on the big screen, and you get to see all the movies that come out. In America, 3 or 4 movies are released in multiplexes in every week. So the Wakaliwood movies are special, because the fact that they even make it to the U.S. at all, in and of itself, is kind of a miracle, and we really need to be grateful about that. And kind of when you watch Who Killed Captain Alex, it's my hope that you kind of get a new perspective of kind of not only movie going and the way you watch movies, but your whole life, kind of. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I could relate to
thankful. That. Be thankful. Be appreciative of what you have in the life that you have,
Exactly. And that's what I walked away with after watching this movie. As we wrap up our mini review of the film, I gotta say, the last action sequence in this movie is absolutely fantastic. It's a ball to watch. There's tons of helicopters action, and obviously the helicopters,
CGI helicopters,
really bad, like PlayStation 1 helicopter, but it literally makes you laugh immediately. It draws you in to the fun, and all the explosions that happen are cheap CGI explosions. All of the blood splatter, for the most part, is like CGI blood, and you hear this like psk, psk sound effect when people get shot.
It's like a plug-in effect.
But I mean,
After Effects.
The fact is, for action fans, they don't fuck around in this movie. They're going to deliver what you want to see. There's tons of people getting blown away, and the way these people sell their kills is straight 80s classic. They're flinging their arms all around. They're doing the deal, man. They've watched enough to know what they're doing. It's such a fun time to watch this movie, especially for hardcore action buffs. You could tell these people were all having a ball doing it, and it took so much time and effort. And again, that last action sequence where there's like a part where they're like, go destroy this building, and like the fake helicopter goes into it and the fake explosion, like you can't help but just smile and laugh at it and feel the joy and excitement that they were feeling when they were making it. Upon thinking about them sitting down watching it themselves makes it all the better, I think.
Definitely. And you're not laughing at it so much as laughing with it, because again, it's very self-aware, and it's done with a wink and a grin. I have to ask you what you thought of the music in the film.
The music was actually very, very strange. But I will tell you though, one of my favorite sequences is when some of the soldiers are going to like a little spot at the village. It's not really a spot other than it's got like a boombox and a microphone, and they're like all hanging out drinking a little bit, and the music played on the boombox is like I can't even tell you. It sounds like early 90s R&B rap stuff. But there's actually like an electronic score throughout some of the parts of the movie, and it was very strange. The way that it was done, but it wasn't bad.
There's also a panpipes version of "Kiss from a Rose" by Seal,
over and over
plays
again
throughout the film,
over and over again, dude. And every single time, the audience would just start laughing, and I even heard some clapping every time that would play. So that added such again, it's so charming of a movie, but it added so much more charm with that. And obviously, as you just said, that self-awareness that, hey, we're having fun with this. We don't care. Watch our movie, just enjoy it along with us and have the fun.
Yeah, and the fact that the film ends with the director kind of talking to the audience saying, you know, this movie is dedicated to you, the people watching it. Like, it's the whole enterprise is just so incredibly heartwarming. You feel like you're being part of a communal experience, and you don't feel like you're being like talked down to, or like it's almost like it's making you part of the film. And I implore everyone, like, if you watch Who Killed Captain Alex, it's available for free on YouTube. So there's no reason why you shouldn't watch Who Killed Captain Alex.
Definitely check it out
right now. Absolutely. But go to their website, wakaliwood.com. They have a online store where you can buy DVD copies of the film, T-shirts, you know, support them, because that's how they make their money, and that's how they're going to keep making these films.
I'll tell you right now, I want more movies from them. I can't wait. They've got an upcoming slate of other movies that are hopefully happening, and I can't wait to see them. I really, that's...
Well, a lot of them, Justin, unfortunately, haven't made it to the U.S. So movies like Ebola Hunter and Eaten Alive in Uganda, those... I don't know if they're lost. I don't know if they're lost, like Who Killed Captain Alex originally was. But they're not. I don't think they're coming to the U.S. anytime soon. The only one that I think is getting a U.S. release here soon is called Bad Black. That's their next film. That premiered at the Fantastic Fest 2 years ago, and it still hasn't made it to the U.S. So these people need all of the help they can get in getting these films seen and released in the United States, internationally, not just in Uganda, where they sell their films door to door for $1, but in the United States where people can see these movies. So go to their website, buy their merchandise. They'll personalize it for you. So I own the DVD copy of the film I purchased from the online store. They wrote my name on the DVD case. You know, they personally, like, the disc itself has Sharpie written on it. It says like Mamma Mia or something like that. And they drew like explosions on it. And so it's like someone took the time to take this disc and draw on it with Sharpie for me. And it comes with a whole care package of they give you stickers, they give you signed photos. Mine says Supa Brian, eat your veggies. They took the time to write that on Sharpie for me. So I just feel like in an age where physical media is dying, and they're taking the time to put together a whole package
so
full
much
of
effort. That's crazy.
Magnets and stickers and all of that. Like, that's special. So I really believe in this film, and that's why we're talking about it right now, is because, like, I 100% believe in what these people are doing. It's not something that I laugh at, because you know, you can watch this movie and laugh along with the antics and the one-liners and kind of how strange the whole thing is, but it's so singular, and it's so, like I said, the whole thing is so unbelievably charming that I don't know. It's probably one of my favorite movies that I've seen in quite some time, because is it the best made? Absolutely not. But just the whole experience that goes along with it, and just knowing where it came from, is more than enough for me. And I love this film. I will love this film to my dying day.
I will too, man. And I'm so glad again that we had the opportunity to see it, and we have the opportunity as a podcast, as the Epic Film Guys podcast, to tell you, our listeners, about this movie, because we talk week in and week out about big budget movies that we see and even indies, but this is a movie that deserves your attention. This is a movie that deserves for us to talk about it. We're not going to rate this movie because we're just recommending it to you
10
flat
out of 10.
You just need to watch it. Okay. I'm not giving a review rating of the movie. Again, as Loy Sauce said, the god of podcasting himself, it's on YouTube for free. But watch it. If you like it, if you love it, if you enjoyed it as much as we did, definitely go to the Hollywood website and buy something. It's not that expensive. Support these filmmakers. These guys, they're just doing it because they're passionate. They don't have clean water every single day. They don't have electricity every single day. They live in really horrible conditions, and just knowing what they're doing to make good, fun movies for us all to watch all over the world is so amazing to me. So please check out Who Killed Captain Alex. That is our little mini review here on this week's episode of the Epic Film Guys podcast. Right now, we're going to take a quick little break on the show, and you will be right back with whatever the fuck Nick's going to give you. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Dina Marie, the host of the Twisted Philly podcast, and I've got a question for you. Do you love podcasts? Because I sure do. And that's why the podcast community, Podcast We Listen To, is hosting their very first podcast convention for listeners. It's called Podern Love. The Podern Love convention is for listeners by listeners. It's for all of us, and it includes podcasts from every genre you could imagine, including comedy, movies and TV, pop culture, paranormal, history, health and fitness, true crime, and so many more. Our first convention is August 10th, 11th, and 12th, 2018, in one of the coolest cities in the country, New Orleans, Louisiana. And it's being held at the Intercontinental Hotel, which is a premier French Quarter hotel. The location is amazing, and the room rate can't be beat either. It's only $129 a night. Tickets are on sale on the website at www.podern.love. That's www.podern.love. There are over 40 independent podcasts already lined up to present at Podern Love, and we'll be adding more before the convention. Plus, featured podcasters have discount codes, so you can get a discount on your tickets. Be sure to follow Podern Love on Twitter and Facebook for the latest convention updates, news, information about new shows that are joining, and links to a dedicated website just for Podern Love attendees to book their hotel room. We can't wait to see you this August in New Orleans.
This week in Epic Film History.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the Epic Film Guys podcast for Thursday, March the 10th, 2016. I am Epic Film Guy Nick. What the I am Epic Film
Hi guys, I'm Epic Film Guy Nick.
Hi guys, I'm Epic Film Guy Justin.
I sound like I've got a dick in my mouth.
That's not from me yet, Nick. I haven't put it in there. I'm telling you, I didn't do it. It's not my fault.
Justin is a dirty rat. He fed that rat to that cat. That cat got chased by that bat.
But that bat killed a rat.
Then that bat just got really fat.
Are we going to record the rest of the podcast?
No. What are we doing? Just stuff we love now, right? Alright, we're back in 5, 4, 3, 2. We've talked about the performances. We've talked about the criticisms.
We have.
And now
comes the part
where I relieve you, the little people, of the burden of your failed and useless lives. But, as my plastic surgeon always said, if you gotta go with a smile. What's up, everybody? It is the Epic Film Guys podcast. Fuck. God, of course I fuck it up. Stop the movie.
All right.
Of course I fuck it up.
You always do.
I never can get the first one right. Those jitters or whatever it is, I gotta get them out.
I got jitters too, man. This is a big deal.
This is a big deal. All right. So, all right. In 1, 2, 3. Hello, everybody. And what the fuck? Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Calm down a second. I have to piss again one more second.
All right. So again, we'll go on 3.
Okay.
All right. And 1, 2, 3. Oh shit! Now I forgot what I was gonna do for the old. Hang on. Stop. God damn it!
I'm gonna kill you.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna kill you. You idiot! You made me. Remember?
You dropped me into that vat of chemicals. Thank you for watching, David. We love you. Thank you very much for being here, and welcome back, everybody else, to the show. We're here.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there.
Shalom.
Are you good? Good. Let me get your mail.
It's time again for Dr. Tran fan mail again.
Let me watch your grandmother. Let me sponge bath your grandmother.
I have not edited it yet, so I have no idea what you just heard in that review segment, but I'm sure that Justin and Loy Sauce attacked it with their usual aplomb. And now Dan and I are here, back again, to roll you out on the third segment of the show. Not much left to talk about, though, Dan. So I did want to actually pitch it over to you. And if our audience is not familiar with your show, why don't you tell them what we're going to be doing in your segments for the live stream for The Cure. We're going to be doing dick pics, which I already kind of explained what that is. And we're going to be doing a 1-star review. So tell us about those segments.
All right. So once again, dick pics. Basically, we go to a random word generator, or you can find it on randomwordgenerator.com. Who would have ever believed that that was actually a real website that did exactly what it said it would do? Not me. So we go to random word.
I wonder if random picker just randomly picks random things. I bet you it doesn't. I bet you it's really frustrating and involves 10 more steps.
100% does. But if you go to randomwordgenerator.com, it'll automatically generate a word for you as soon as you get there, which is nice. It's a pretty cool feature that I'm very happy about. It took me about 8 tries to realize, like 8 times going to randomwordgenerator.com and actually did that. But once I did, I was like, oh, I'll just use this. So, for instance, for the live stream for The Cure, my word was presidential. And that got me the movie. Let me find this so I can actually give you the Netflix log lines for it.
Get off my plane.
I wish. No, this is awful. This is an awful sounding movie that I wish would have the ability to kill me, because I think I'd rather die than watch it. It is called Rampage, President Down. Lone Wolf vigilante Bill Williamson is back, taking aim at the U.S. government and eluding the pursuit of 2 FBI agents who are on his trail. No, it's the same log line when you click into it. It stars Brendan Fletcher, Steve Barron, and Ryan McDonnell.
Oh, those guys, yeah. I loved that last thing they were in.
People we've all heard about before in our lives, yeah. Household names, all of those folks.
Oh my god! My word for dick pics was my word for dick pics was I think it was check. Was it check? I can't even remember.
Check as in bouncing a check, or check as in like.
It was
Czech
just
Republic?
The word check. It was just the word check. So I searched that. The first movie that comes up on Netflix, at least when I searched, was a movie called Checkpoint, which stars Goldberg.
Ooh, wait. Let me see what comes up for me.
Because
what else could you have possibly picked?
The first movie that came up was the first movie, and it has Goldberg in it. I have to watch it now.
There's no way I can't watch that movie.
I don't know, man. The next one is Checkmate, and it looks like it stars Danny Glover.
Damn it.
Somehow still not... Oh, and it has Sean Astin. Good Lord.
Wow. That sounds like an infinitely better choice than the movie that I chose, sadly. I see that said
Glover,
Billy Williamson
Jones,
is the best.
Sean Astin. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, I've got Checkpoint on Netflix with Goldberg. It is very poorly rated from my further research into the film. Extremely poorly rated. Apparently it's extremely run-of-the-mill and cliche. So I am super excited to watch it and see Goldberg flex those mighty chops like he did in the ring low those many years ago.
He came back.
Yeah, we don't count that.
No. He actually had some pretty solid matches with Brock Lesnar. They went about 2 minutes, but like they were solid in that they were surprising. Like Goldberg just kicked the shit out of Brock, and you were just surprised at that. And then Brock finally got his win against Goldberg, and it was like, this is fine.
Yeah,
we expected this.
I hated that when they brought him back, and like literally every match he did, like he fought Kevin Owens and everything, and a bunch of other people, and they were legit just squash matches, like 4 seconds, and they were over. And it's like it's because Goldberg is geriatric at this point and has a really bad knee, so he legit can't perform in the ring the way that he used to anymore. So they just, I think, what was it? They wanted him for WWE 2K18 or whatever. To be in the game, so they got him to come back and do this whole stupid title run thing really quick, so then he could job to Brock Lesnar, and
he says he's not done yet.
So
he says he's still going to keep wrestling.
Wrestling what? Like his ability to stand? Is that what he's going to do? We're going to see him wrestle with getting up out of a chair every day. And then he gets up, he finally stands up, and he just points a finger at the chair, and he's like, "You're next." And he spears the chair over, but then he can't get back up again.
I mean, let's be honest, he was pretty badass during his final run, but yeah, I don't need to see Bill Goldberg again in the ring.
No, I definitely don't need to see him again in a ring. I do, like, he was, even when the rest of WCW was falling apart around him, he was still like the one entertaining thing to watch in WCW. But yeah, that quickly fell by the wayside. Man, we've touched on so many things tonight, wrestling and everything else.
We talk about random shit, but I'll tell you what we haven't talked about yet.
This is what happens, like I said, when I've literally, my entire week has been spent planning Livestream for the Cure. So what did I watch for the show? Nothing. What did I read for the show or prepare for the show? Nothing.
Well, I'll tell you the next thing we got to talk about, which is our 1-star review segment. This is basically, and really we should just name this Cautionary Tales of Netflix. I don't know why we haven't done that, but basically we find terrible movies on Netflix and review them like the pieces of shit that they are. So this time, what I did was I went onto Rotten Tomatoes, selected Netflix streaming, and found every single movie that was rated a 0%, which meant no critic rated it favorably.
Oh, so that means you found the host.
This is how I found The Disappointments Room last year. So
Dan,
if anyone
how much
remembers,
did you love the host?
Piece of shit, but I think like 13% of critics.
I thought it was 0
or something.
I thought that one was
0.
I think it is.
I'll have to look it up.
I think it is. I think it's 0 because it has no redeeming qualities to it whatsoever. Even Saoirse Ronan, who is usually pretty magnetic, is just lifeless with Stephanie Meyer's words coming out of her mouth.
Let's see. I clicked on it, and 9%.
Oh, 9. Well, it's single digits. It's close enough.
But it's not 0. So we went to
9%. Who are those critics that gave it a positive rating? Because I feel like we need to find them, and we need to revoke their critic status.
People who shouldn't have jobs.
Jesus.
But
remember, Dan, when you ask yourself why you don't have a job, there are people out there who are getting paid to write reviews of Stephanie Meyer movies that are positive.
I know, right? But so I went to Rotten Tomatoes, found things that were 0%, and listed them off to Caleb, and he selected Fred the Movie. Now, here's the thing with Fred the Movie. Rotten Tomatoes says it is still on Netflix streaming right now. I can tell you with certainty, it is not. It is not on Netflix right now. It is currently streaming on Hulu. So I'm going to suck it up. I'm going to watch it on Hulu, and we're going to move on from there.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the announcement is coming right here tonight, live on the Epic Film Guys podcast. Hulu and booze. Wait, Hulu and...
Hulu and Hooch.
Hulu and Hooch. There you go. Hulu and Hooch. During the live stream for The Cure, as we review Fred the movie.
I might commit suicide on the air. It's live.
Oh, Fred the movie.
I won't actually commit suicide, Ashley. Don't worry.
I will. She's gonna kill you right now. You're not gonna have a chance to.
Yeah. I mean, I'd take it.
Yeah. It's gonna be an awesome event. I can't wait. 30 hours of live streaming content. And yeah, I know we're probably a little bit light on the content in tonight's episode. We're going to be heavy on the outtakes from this episode after the end credits, so stay tuned for that. And I think I'm actually going to cut together some old outtakes. I've got some more stuff. I'm just trying to kind of unload some of the EFG audio backlog because there is a ton of it. I'm just trying to get rid of a bunch of audio. So I think what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and roll into some clips here really, really quick, and then we're just going to finish out the show. Dan, what do you say?
Oh, I was going to give some Netflix recommendations for all you folks. All the stuff that's come out in 2018 that I've liked so far, which hasn't been a lot, but
So
I'll give you some...
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Kodachrome. Kodachrome is probably my top movie right now. Six Balloons. It stars Abby Jacobson and Dave Franco. Yep. It's basically the day in life of a sister and her drug addict brother. Kodachrome, really quick. It stars Jason Sudeikis, Elizabeth Olsen, and Ed Harris. And Ed Harris is a photographer who takes photos strictly on Kodachrome, which is that kind of projector film that you see in like really, really old movies. And Kodak is ending the processing of Kodachrome film, and he like Ed Harris's character is dying, so it's a race against time to get to Kansas in order to process this film and see what's on his last 4 rolls of Kodachrome film.
See, I was really hoping when you told me about the movie was called Kodachrome that it was about the Simon and Garfunkel song Kodachrome. No?
No.
Kodachrome? No? Okay.
No. And then Agretzko. It's an animated show about a red panda in Japan who hates her job. So if you hate your job, which I know most of you out there probably do, you should watch it. It's 15-minute episodes. They don't take very long, and it's enjoyable. It's relatable, and she sings death metal karaoke, which everyone can get behind, despite how generic the death metal music is. Those are my 3 things that I really enjoyed this year. Also, technically, if you're in a foreign market, Annihilation. Annihilation is technically a Netflix movie in foreign markets, but not here in America. But that's that would actually be my number 1 Netflix thing if it was.
Loved that movie. Such a good movie. All right, yeah, we do. I like I said, I have a whole bunch of audio backlog for EFG, so we're just going to go ahead and just dump some fun stuff in here. Next week on the show, I don't even know what we're going to do. Next week, we are recording 2 Harry Potter spotlights during our normal recording segment. I think next week's show is just going to be like a really quick hi-bye kind of thing. I'm so busy preparing for a live stream for The Cure. I just do not have the time, unfortunately. And it's just I want to make sure that this event is really, really great. So just the time to sit down and record and do this and do that and do all this different stuff. Actually, you know what I may do? Is I may throw together kind of an EFG master compilation for next week.
Ooh.
It's been something that I've really wanted to do on YouTube, and I kind of had pie-eyed dreams when I first started doing EFG history, like beginning of the year, like releasing a video a month over on YouTube of just all the EFG history clips from that month. And I think I could just throw them all into a blender and just kick them out there, and you'll get to hear all sorts of weird stuff. Because I run them back through Levelator if they need it. I give them some post-production if they need it now to kind of clean them up from what they used to sound like, so they're a little bit better. And I can throw some backing music behind them, and be really cool. It'd be really, really interesting.
I just need to hear the Terminator 3 rant again. That's it. That could be next week's episode. I don't give a shit.
I'll just send that to you personally.
Hooray!
he said, as if Dan doesn't just have it recorded. But yes, let's go ahead. So enjoy these outtakes, ladies and gentlemen. Some of them will probably include Dan, because Dan's been on the show 40,000 times. And
hey, it's been a while. I haven't been on since last July.
It has been quite a while since you've been a guest on the show. So I do appreciate you filling in, especially if you had your whole ordeal with the rent-a-car, getting it late several hours, and then schlepping it all the way down there. And then
motherfucking Taco Bell somehow being the worst.
But yes, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy these quick clips, and we'll be right back to wrap out the show.
Check, sound check.
Check, sound check.
Mortal Kombat for the Sega Genesis is the greatest video game ever made.
I think I have to disagree with you. I think that's going to have to be Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong sucks.
You suck!
You suck! I'll give you half of this banana for that snack pack.
Oh my god. Stop it.
That was your snack pack.
I used that line
weirdo
in our show. I thought I was yours.
I sucked a dick last night.
I think I remember that.
Bye, Ashley.
Bye, Ashley. Thank you very much for coming back to the live stream after your dad yelled at you to go to bed.
No. One dad yelled at her to go to bed, and the other yelled at her to get back on the fucking live stream.
Good point.
Check, sound check.
Now, I take offense to that, sir. There is only one god of podcasting, and that is Loy Sauce.
Check, sound.
Oh, excuse me here. Check one. I think I just got fired from my job here. I'm doing this voice here for Kermit the Frog, and we're going to do a little podcast thing here. I'd like to Miss Piggy's pussy, and I got fired.
Why are we 107 episodes in, and this is the first time I ever heard that spot-on fucking Kermit impression?
You've heard it in person, dude.
Yeah, but that's...
I
don't think so. I don't know. I can't recall if I have.
It made me think about it because the guy that has been voicing Kermit the Frog for like 29 years just got fired today. So,
wow.
Yeah, Disney fired him due to something bad business practices. I don't know. Like I was thinking he was just licking the Miss Piggy doll or the puppet. It's pussy. Like he was licking it. Like he was turned on by it. And
Dan thought you were doing Loy Sauce in a Loy Sauce impression. Oh my god! And yes, Ashley. Fuck West 1 2 3. Fuck West 1 2 3.
Mm-hmm.
And Duty. I just saw him in there too.
Yeah, Duty's floating around in there. So you're not the only Aussie.
Aren't you at work, Duty? God damn it, man!
He just decided to take a 3-hour break to watch the live stream.
Tell me what he said he did to the boy. I want you to tell me what he said he did to the boy. Okay, sir. What he told me he did is that he sucked the blood from the penis and the scrotum, and then he put the balls in his mouth after he dismembered the boy. Did you hear me, sir? I said after he sucked the blood from the penis and the scrotum, he put the balls in his mouth. He put them balls in his mouth.
Stop ganging up on me!
Denny, go over there.
Can you imagine doing that? Who would ever put balls in their mouth? I mean,
Denny?
I don't... Really?
I don't know.
Really? Balls in the mouth?
Denny.
Okay, Nick. Well, my number 10 of 2016 is a film that had one nomination at last night's Golden Globes. It was only for directing, and it was a film that unfortunately you did not get a chance to see. It is the neo-noir psychological thriller Nocturnal Animals, directed by Tom Ford, starring Amy Adams, Jake Gyllenhaal, Michael Shannon, and Aaron Taylor Johnson, who surprisingly, shockingly, picked up a Best Supporting Actor Golden Globe Award last night at the award show.
So it was nominated for more than one then.
Well, yes, it was. But God damn it.
Oh, I love you.
Usually Nick makes me wait. He wants to try to give me cinema blue balls and make me wait until the night of the podcast.
I will go so far as to say that I thrive on giving Justin cinema blue balls.
Does anyone want to know the cure for a hangover?
Just keep drinking?
No.
More beer?
3 Advils tonight, 2 vitamin C pills, and then down a bottle of water, and then tomorrow get yourself some wonton or miso soup in the middle of the day. Cured.
See, I always say the best way to cure a hangover is as soon as you wake up, bacon sandwich.
Well, yeah, greasy food helps.
That just sounds like good advice, regardless.
Oh
of your
yeah,
hangover.
for sure. But no, like specifically, like bacon and mayonnaise sandwich, just those two things, and like the more bacon, the better.
Well,
I just slug a shitload of water. I usually have a good time if I just drink a shitload of water.
Help. Like you need water and
Yeah.
fatty foods to like go through your system.
See, I just came back from a 5-day music festival last weekend, and we were drinking protein shakes first thing in the morning.
And LSD.
Yeah, well, a bit of that too. But the protein shakes really kick it off, right? Because you get nothing else in your fucking body for the whole time.
I used to have a
So chuck
friend
down
who
the
was an
protein.
EMT, and he would
Yeah.
bring bags of saline everywhere when we would drink, and he would hook us up to an IV in the morning, and I swear to God, it kicked it out of you in like 20 minutes.
He'd
That's
actually
the most
hook you up to the
incredible
IV.
thing I've ever heard.
We'll see you at the movies.
Sorry, I fucked with your.
Yeah, maybe say that
the
after
pause
the
there,
game.
Sorry.
I think Justin just wants to sleep.
You can pretty much just destroy, cut out our bit of audio.
Yeah,
down,
just
or do it
on there.
Okay. Cool.
We're clear.
Thanks, guys.
When you're taking a shit, Nick, take your phone with you, then you can watch the trailer. Because I don't know how long it takes you to take a shit, but me, sometimes it's like 10 minutes or so. So I can watch like that trailer 3 times while I'm shitting. So if you try to find time to watch a trailer, be like, hey man, I'll take my phone. I gotta take a shit. Hey, I'll watch that Silence trailer. There you go, dude. You're in the bathroom alone. No one's gonna bother you.
That is
Soak
a good
it in,
point.
brother.
That is a
But yeah.
very, very good point. But yeah,
That is so cool that you're giving away a digital download, man, of that game. Show, movie.
4K digital download.
4K.
4K.
God damn it.
What is that?
The world's most annoying sound.
It's Dumb and Dumber, Wayne. All right, that's it. You're forcing my hand here.
The glove, the belt, the bat symbol, the cape. All right, I'll start over. God damn it, Nick.
But now the Mr. Freeze thing's playing. I'm
Let
more
it play.
interested.
Let it play.
I'm afraid that the condition is.
Justin, I just saw your comment on the news Facebook where they're like, if you have any photos of icy conditions, and you have the fucking.
You saw that?
Yeah, it just came up.
Everything freezes. You're not sending me to the cooler. What killed the dinosaurs?
The Ice Age!
God damn it.
I had to leave it just until the Ice Age part.
I can hear you or Goji or something making noise. Goji, lay in the bed.
We're recording now, right?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. Keep these for the outtakes, just that.
As always, we always have something there.
That's what Goji does, man. That's just what Goji does. All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, we definitely do appreciate you joining us tonight for the show. First of all, Dan, thank you. Like I said, I know you had a long journey that you had to go on today to get down to North Carolina,
Yes.
so I'm glad that you decided to join me for the evening, and I hope you have a wonderful week. You'll be down there for the rest of the week, correct?
Rest of the week till Sunday night.
Nice.
Sunday.
Very, very nice. So yeah, have an amazing week. Of course, you'll be in our chat anyway, so
Yeah.
it's not like you're going anywhere or whatever.
No,
so,
not at all.
Yeah, thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much, everybody out there, for listening. You guys are amazing. I really, really appreciate all the support that everybody's been giving for the live stream for The Cure, from sharing it, talking about it, playing the promos, just getting the word out there about this event. The outreach on this has been crazy. I have personally gone way, way further than I did last year in terms of trying to get people involved in this event, to mixed results. Some of it has worked really well. Some of it has not. A huge, huge thank you to Sarah at Pipe Dream, which is the BU student newspaper, actually wrote us up a nice little write-up in the arts and culture section over on the newspaper, and it actually went up on the website. We posted it over onto the page. It was really, really nice. It was a really, really nice write-up, so we really do appreciate it. Even though were a couple facts in there that weren't exactly correct, but whatever.
Such as?
She called me a Binghamton native. I'm not. I didn't. I was not born in Binghamton. I moved here after I graduated from college, but I mean, I grew up in Susquehanna, which is right across the border in Pennsylvania. Like, whenever I did anything ever in life, I came to Binghamton to go to the movies, to go shopping, to do whatever else. So it's not like I'm like haven't been intimately connected with it my whole life, but nonetheless.
Right.
And then she said that we also we release 2 episodes a week on Mondays and Thursdays. So, man, we got to step it up.
She must have just caught you guys when you released like a spotlight on a Monday, and then
something like that. I'm not 100% sure.
Main
but
episode.
At any rate, it was very, very nice. She reached out to us. I did not even reach out for that. She found us and actually reached out to us. It was a really, really nice write up, like I said. So thank you very much, Sarah, for that. That was absolutely wonderful. Stay tuned for next week when ? I have no idea what I'm going to throw together for next week. No idea. Who cares? It's the day before the live stream for The Cure premieres, and I mean, really, all I'm concerned about right now is the live stream for The Cure, making it absolutely the best event that it can be. It's going to blow the doors off of last year. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this event. So, for myself, for Justin, for A-1 Loy Steak Sauce, steak piece, ass, fuck man.
Loy Sauce.
That guy. For Dan from Netflix and Swill, and for Ashley. Hi, Ashley. Thank you all very, very much for listening, ladies and gentlemen, and we will see you
at the movies.
From the Podfix Network. You can check out more shows like it at podfixnetwork.com.